Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Full Court Press. Last week, if you missed the episode, we talked about our preseason rankings, and today we're going to get into our week 1 matchups. So getting right into it, we got Calderoni Martin at 9 o'clock at the Westford High School. So, this is your team. I'm gonna let you take it off because since it's your team, let's talk about the game right here.
I mean, all I'm going to say is I'm going to announce it to the air right now. Ari Jane officially ruled out Sunday.
That's a big
loss to Team Martin.
What was up with that?
Apparently, he went up for a dunk in practice, and a kid took his legs out, rolled his ankle on his way down.
His own teammate?
His own teammate, yeah.
That can't be good for team chemistry.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And I mean, if they lose Ari, I'm looking down the list. They don't really have much else. I mean, they don't have a ball handler. No. We're just gonna.
But that can affect their rebounding too, because Ari's
exactly,
pretty big.
Exactly. I think we're gonna 20 plus on them.
20
plus.
Winning by 20 plus. I can agree with you. I was talking to James Berry at break time today, and he said that his team morale was kind of down, missing their number 1 draft pick. So they're lacking a lot, but he has to pick up a bigger workload. So what do you guys think about this game over here?
I mean, James Berry, kind of like in comparison to Josh Giddey, a good player, but he can't really carry a team. So without Ari out there, I think Team Calderoni runs away with it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like going off what you're saying about James Berry. Like, he's a Karl Malone type player, but he's kind of lacking a John Stockton. There's no one to really dribble the ball up court and pass him the ball. Yeah. And I mean, without some of these amazing big men that they drafted, they're not going to get a lot of boards this game without Ari.
I mean, Max Martin's a big kid though.
He is a big kid.
He's jacked.
So I mean, that's in upcoming weeks that could be a really good duo, Ari and Max in the paint.
And then also, I mean, Mr. Martin, he's a very good coach. He's very smart, so I feel like he's going to have a great game plan going into this game. So I understand what Jared's saying by maybe a 20-point plus victory, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to the wire. So.
Yeah, to me, they need Ari because when you look at Team Calderoni I think in my top 3, but their biggest weakness by far is they're small. They're really small, and Ari Jane's the biggest player in the league. So he would be, a huge mismatch against Team Calderoni. But if he's not playing, I think it'll be a pretty easy win for Calderoni.
So we all agree that Team Calderoni is going to come up on top for the first matchup of Week 1. Yeah. All right, so moving to Week 2. At 9 o'clock, we have Altman versus Gervais, right? 2 very good teams right here. Team Altman, they got Cole, Ben, Maluk. That's a big 3 right there. I like that, trio. It's a good matchup. You have Cole, who obviously their main scorer is. Maluk can kind of do everything. But you can't rule out Team Gervais. They have Jordan Gervais, right? You guys might not know him. I don't think he goes to our school. Does he? I don't think he does.
I don't know.
But he was in my rec camp. I coached him. He's a very good scorer, very good point guard. So this is going to be a good game. It's a good test. I think the teams are really well evened out. But what do you guys think about this game?
Well, I think, I spoke with Cole about this game. He's very excited, obviously. But he said that he wants to look to pass. I don't really know how.
I don't believe
I don't really know
Cole,
how.
if you're watching this, you are not passing.
I don't know how true that is, but I mean, he does have the guys to pass to. Everybody on that team can score, so I just feel like if Cole is looking to find his teammates, they will be open, and that will lead to him getting his shots as well. So I think that that's something that he should be looking to do.
I mean, I feel like this game is definitely just going to be a test of Mark Altman as a coach. I think it really just comes down to if he can get the team together and playing well, then they're going to probably beat this team by a lot, considering Gervais, first-round pick, Logan Much.
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about it.
I don't know if he is.
I mean, as much as I want to root against Altman, they're winning by 20 plus.
This is their game.
People don't talk about Aditya. That kit is a sniper. Mm-hmm. He can stroke that thing. I'm not kidding.
Really?
He's a great shooter.
Yeah. And I mean, I think this team has some pretty hard D with Maluk and Ben Bartlett. Maluk's a lockup player. He can guard all 5 probably positions on the floor. Yeah. And he's athletic too.
Very fast on offense too.
And Cole also, I mean, he's a good defender, but sometimes is just a little too good. So that foul trouble, I mean, he might need to watch how many fouls he's getting. So we've seen it in JV basketball. He's fouled out of a lot of games. So.
I think overall, though, we're all in agreement that this is Altman's game.
Yep, Altman. Another dominant matchup right here. So at the 10:15 slot, the third game of the day, we have Doherty versus Friedberg. All right, let's hear it, man.
Let's hear it, Goldfish.
All right, so started off, I got a $10 bet on this game, so this game means something to me.
Okay.
$10 against Ben Friedberg.
I know $10 means a lot to Ben Friedberg.
I think it's going to be a good game. I expect it to be close. We had a practice last night, pretty good practice. Put in some defenses, put in a couple sets. I think we have some dogs on our team. Nolan, that was a steal. Don't even know what round we got him in, but he's a dog. Greg Bouchard's a dog. We got a lot of guys on this team that can play basketball, so I think it's going to be good. Team Friedberg, they're pretty good too, though. They got some guys. Nate Smith, pretty good player. So I think it's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be a close game, but I am going to take Team Doherty with the win.
Team Friedberg had a scrimmage the other day, and apparently they ran the other team off the floor. So
it was Team Alman, apparently.
Yeah,
That's
they
what he
ran
said.
Team Alman off the floor. So, I mean, Team Friedberg's coming into this game with a lot of
One thing I
momentum.
will say, though, is Dr. Friedberg is not coaching.
Dr. Coach Friedberg is a coach.
Is he ruled out?
He's ruled out for Sunday's matchup.
Personal reasons.
Personal reasons. So I do not know who will be filling in, but hey, if you're looking to coach Sunday, give him a call.
And Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Ben saying that they were going to look to full court press you and get up in your face?
I don't know if he said.
No pun intended.
He said me bomb was going to be on me the whole game, face guarding me. That's what he told me. And
That's scary.
Yeah,
potentially doubles.
B-Bomb's a good defender.
He is.
He is. So
Jay, you worried about me, Bon?
I'm not worried.
Say that to the camera.
I'm not worried, me bomb. Sorry.
So we're kind of all over the place which one's going to win this game, right? I think this is a very even matchup. So let's go down the line.
It is
Jack,
an even
who do you
matchup.
think's going to come out on top in this matchup?
I think I got Friedberg in this one.
Friedberg.
Yeah.
But do we actually know that they actually ran that team out of the gym in their scrimmage? Because Cole Altman and his team, we have him high ranked in our our preseason rankings. And from coming from Friedberg, right? If they ran him out of the gym, that could mean a lot for us because we ranked him third.
I mean, it could be some exaggerations from Ben Friedberg.
Yeah.
You never know.
Tends to happen.
Tends to happen.
So you
Maybe.
think Friedberg's going to come out on top?
But I do. I mean, they're a big team. I think they outsize you guys
Yeah.
with Elliott and Nate on the boards. And then Meebom's a really good defender. So, like, Goldberg first pick in the draft, I think Meebom can do a pretty good job there compared to a lot of other guys.
Okay, goalie. let's see.
I got Team Doherty.
Tell the camera.
Yeah.
I got Doherty by 100.
Doherty by 100.
100? Is that possible?
No, I think it's gonna be. I do think it's gonna be a close game, but I do have Team Doherty.
I think I got to agree with Justin. I'm going with Goldberg and him for this game. I mean, I just think, Goldberg's a guy who's been playing a lot of basketball. And, Friedberg, I think they need some time to come together as a team.
Yeah.
I think they might need a few weeks to really get it going and get, find out who their scorers are. So I got Doherty winning this week.
I'm going to agree with, Justin and Jordan. I do have Team Doherty on this. I like Doherty's coaching presence in this game. I feel like he's going to have the team. Their chemistry is going to be high. I just think they're just going to come on top. They're just the better team in this matchup.
I'm gonna side with my buddy over here, Jack. Give me Team Friedberg. We haven't talked about this, but they're deep. They got Nate, Meebom, Elliott, Ben Friedberg, Alex Friedberg, Ben Estefan. They got a lot of guys who can score, do a lot of things for them. And we just got to talk about Ben. I mean, Jordan, how many times we played basketball with Ben at BSC, and how sweaty does he get?
Oh, man, I hate it, man.
And can you guard that? When
No,
he
I
gets to that
can't
level?
guard it.
Exactly.
He's a big kid too, so he's very strong in the paint. He's very he's physical. He's a great post scorer, but he also late into that first quarter, he's gonna start slipping right off of you, man.
Exactly,
He's
he
just
will.
gonna slide right by you.
Slide right off you. Yep. Brady.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with Team Doherty on this one. I feel like there's a lot of good talent on that team, and I think that it might not be as close as we think. So I think that Team Doherty should run away with this one just by a little bit.
I think it might be a close game. I think they could keep it a little bit low scoring. It is week 1. I'm assuming your team hasn't put it all together. You don't have plays. You don't have
Not too much.
So I think
down.
Friedberg could definitely keep you in a close game for sure.
No, I agree. I think it'll be close.
Close game. All right, in the fourth slot, we have Team Kaplan for his team last at 10:15 in the Leduc gym. So getting into this one, we got two good teams here. We got Team Kaplan. They got T Cash, one of the biggest kids in the league by far. Besides Ari Jane. So we're gonna have his debut there versus Team Last. They got first round pick Zane. So what do you think this matchup's gonna be like?
Personally, I'm going to take Kaplan for this one. I think they got big guys. They got Alex Donovan, who's a great player, and I don't know. I just think they have a better, more rounded team than Last. Last is a team which every year they kind of come in with the same mindset where they kind of mess around the first few games, and I think with Zane he's going to be taking a lot of shots. So yeah, I mean if Last can start guarding Kaplan, then it'll be a different game. But I don't know who's guarding T Cash on this team.
Yeah, looking at Team Last, point guard Zane, right? he takes a lot of shots, but if those shots start going in, it could be a scary game for Team Kaplan, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just the defensive presence that they got to have on Zane to be able to come out on top has to be, A1, D1, as they say. They got to be up on Zane at half court.
Yeah, I think Dunny got that.
Yeah, I think Dunny got it too. So, what do you think about it, Jake?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to see what Zane does in this game. First game out the gate. I think it all comes down to him for this team last. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, in this game, I think I got Team Kaplan just because of T Cash in general.
Yeah.
We're talking about Zane a lot, but I mean, there's a name on there I see that's going to be guarding T Cash, and that's Hunter Burr.
I was thinking the same thing.
What do you think, Brady?
Yeah, I just feel like in order for Team Last to win this, they have to have really good defense. Because, I mean, Thomas, he's one of the biggest kids in the league. He's going to get all the rebounds. He's going to get the putbacks. So it's just a matter of how well guys like Eric Last and Zane, how they can swipe the ball away from the guards and even the bigs down in the paint. So it's just a matter of stopping guys like Thomas and Alex from getting to the hoop. So
yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I don't know every player on either team, but I am going to take Team Kaplan. I think Thomas Cashman, tall. I really don't think Team Last. Maybe they actually may put either Eric Last or Hunter. One of them's gonna have to stop Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to reiterate, I do think Kaplan's going to win, but it really all comes down if T Cash can get free off of Hunter and start scoring in the paint.
Yeah. I also got Team Kaplan in this one. I feel like Thomas's presence is just going to be too much for their defense, considering that he is 6'3", 6'4". So, 6'4" in a rec game is pretty scary. So I have to see how, Last puts up with Team Kaplan's, big defensive presence and also offensive presence inside the paint. So on this one, I got Team Kaplan coming out on top.
I mean, yeah, I want to be different, but I'm taking Kaplan. I think the game's going to be a little bit of a snooze fest. It'll be 20 points, 30 points for each team. It'll be a little boring, but
yeah.
I think I still got Kaplan. Thomas is going to drop probably 20. I mean, Hunter's a great defender, a great basketball player, but I don't know. I think Thomas is just going to still score 20 on him.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to agree with Jared. I feel like this game is going to be a bit of a slower game, but at the same time, I feel like Thomas's presence in the paint should beat Last team.
Mm-hmm. All right, so coming at the 11:30 spot, we got Meyer versus Cormier in the Leduc gym. So let's get into this game. So Meyer versus Cormier. So on Team Meyer, we have who's Meyer? Where is he?
Noah, Ian.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like Noah.
It's a big team.
Noah, he's pretty quick. He's a good ball handler. I mean, he's a good shot too. So, I feel like Meyer. I mean, they could come away with this one if Noah has a very good game to start the week.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a few guys on this team that can come in hot and are going to come out shooting. Noah, he's a player that can get hot from three. Ian Campbell, very underrated shooter.
Is he going to get hot?
I think he will. Mm-hmm. So I think Meyer should win this one for sure.
What are your thoughts coming into this game? You haven't practiced with them yet, so how is your team chemistry going to click?
These are some guys that I've played basketball with before. So I'm not too worried. I think they've had one practice without me before the new year. But
I want Sniper Willie in them.
Yeah.
Cormier.
Take Sniper Willie.
Sniper Willie. Sniper Willie. Cormier. They have Mauricio. Mauricio is a bucket. He's also a lockdown defender. I mean, you guys go in the paint, Mauricio's swatting it.
Yeah.
I mean, Mauricio is driving into the paint on offense, kicking out the Sniper Willie, bang, three.
Yeah, they got some shooters on this team. I see Arnov in the corner.
Arnov's a shooter.
A very underrated player last year. I forget what team that he was on, but he had a big presence behind that three-point arc. So you got to look out for Arnov's. But I have to agree with Jared over here. I'm going with Sniper Willie's team.
Sniper Willie's
team's going to come off the top. Yep.
I think I got Team Cormier in this one too. I think Mauricio makes a statement in this game.
Yeah.
He comes out and he makes a statement.
What about Sniper Willie?
I mean, obviously Sniper Willie's. Everyone knows Sniper Willie though.
Yeah.
He's a name around the league.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Team Meyer. I think Team Meyer.
Must be different.
I just think they have more. To me, Team Cormier, it all comes down to Mauricio, and if they want to win, I think Mauricio needs 20 plus, and I think
he's got that.
Mauricio's a slasher, so
if
he still can shoot some threes.
If you're going zone,
Willie,
you go zone against Mauricio though, force him to shoot.
Goldberg.
Force him to shoot.
You can't go.
You can't go zone against Sniper Willie.
You gotta get a high hand. Get a high hand against Sniper Willie. Sniper Willie's gonna hit some shots, but
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to take it upon myself to guard Sniper Willie that game. I think a better defender has that, to be honest. So
I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not know who Sniper Willie is, but I've heard great things. So Sniper Willie, Hit some big shots, please.
Sniper Willie can shoot.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
That's his nickname.
All right, coming at the last spot at 11:30 in the morning, we got in the Luduccian, we got Breen versus Grasso.
So
Team Grasso, the team that Jordan left.
I was talking about this to Justin the other day, and I left this team, but he actually went to a practice and he saw Team Grasso play, and he said he was intimidated by Matt Grasso's aura.
He was. I just saw. I had the 7 o'clock practice yesterday. They had the 8 o'clock practice.
What do you
So we
practice,
actually
goalie?
I practiced at Armstrong.
Armstrong. Okay.
Yeah. So watched them warm up. Will Edinburgh was hitting some tough step back threes and warm ups. So hey, they could be an underrated team. I know we haven't spoken like too highly of them in terms of rankings, but you never know. Never know.
Yeah, I got Team Breen in this one.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
gonna be completely honest here. We don't really know much about Team Grasso, but when you look at Team Breen, you got Will Breen, a big body in the paint. I don't think really anyone on that team can stop him.
Yeah.
And then you got Luke Miller, and then also Biddle too, another big guy in the paint.
They're all athletes. I mean,
Exactly.
Biddle plays soccer, baseball. Ty plays golf. What's it called? Breen's a lax player. Luke's
Hockey.
a good. Luke's
I don't
hockey,
think that
yeah.
matters though. This is basketball.
No,
It doesn't
but
But like
translates.
Breck's all about athletes.
Yeah.
Who's the best athlete? I think
Who's the
Breen's
best
very
athlete?
athletic team.
Mm-hmm.
They got some good defenders. Luke, Will, they're all great defenders.
And then Jack also on the boards. I mean, he's a really tall kid and he can jump really high. So I mean, just I feel like that's gonna overpower Grasso.
Yeah, for sure.
Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got Breen going, and winning this one. Jared, you're kind of talking about like the athletes on this team. Like Ty Nelson, he's a good shooter, he's a good scorer. But Luke Miller, he plays both sides. Like he's a good defender and he's a good scorer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of like Travis Hunter in college
Yeah.
in Colorado.
Just threat on both ends.
They're on both ends, yeah.
So
Good at both, not great at either.
yeah, so in this game, I got Team Breen coming out on top with this one. No knocking Team Grasso. I feel like they're just. I mean, it might take them a little while just to get into it. They're a young team.
I agree.
But I'm not ruling them out just yet. I know in the past we've seen some upsets, right? Last year we had the 12th ranked team. Next thing you know, they were number 3 in the league in like week 4 or something like that. So I do have Team Breen coming out on top. I feel like the presence of Will Breen and how many athletes they have on their team just going to overpower the other team. But that's that. So those are all of our week 1 matchups. So now we're going to move into our preseason award predictions. So the predictions that we're having is going to be MVP, DPOY, underclassman of the year, coach of the year, and most improved player. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to give my MVP to Noah Norse. Right, I really like how Noah Norse plays on the offense and defense. Last year I saw him at the top of the 1-3-1 press that they had. It was very effective, and I feel like that his presence on defense and offense can really transform their team to be a playoff contending team and also going far and having a great record. So what do you guys think, Jared?
My MVP, I'm
Yeah.
giving it to Mauricio Fonte.
Mauricio.
Mauricio, he can play both sides of the ball. Great. He's probably the best defender in the league,
Yeah.
along with one of the best offensive players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna carry his team, him, Sniper Willie, and Mauricio
Yeah.
to the promised land.
Promised land.
I got Mauricio too. I mean, I played basketball with him for years now. He's really good. I mean, just the top overall player in this league, I think. And then also, I think he's going to be a beast in transition too.
Oh yeah,
Running up the floor, he's got a lot of energy.
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna switch it up and I'm gonna go to Justin Goldberg. I
Nice.
mean, he's a 3-year Westboro basketball player. I mean, I feel like he's got.
Technically 4.
No, we're not counting.
I feel like,
We're not counting
but
that.
I do feel like you bring a lot of talent to the league, and I feel like you should come away with this award. So
Also, no glaze, but I'm also going to go with Goldberg. I think he's a great player. No glaze, but he's a good shooter, great ball handler,
No
and
glaze,
then
though.
also on Doherty. I mean, he's number 1 pick. He's going to be doing a lot of stuff with them. So
Sounds
Yeah.
like you're glazing.
I'm not.
That was a lot.
I'm gonna take Will Lake, because to me the biggest thing when you're looking at MVP is you need a team that's gonna win. I think Team Calderone is a pretty good team, and I think a lot of teams are gonna focus on Jared. So Will Lake, he's gonna be free, maybe have a second man on him, and I think he's gonna have a lot of high scoring, maybe even some 20+ games.
Good take.
All right, so the Defensive Player of the Year category, I have to go with Mauricio. He was, 2 MVP picks for you guys. I think Mauricio, his defense is the best part of his game. his offense is great, but I feel like his defense is what's going to translate to his offensive game, right? He's at the top of the key. He's guarding probably their best player on the team if it's not a center, right? But I feel like, his steals, getting into the lanes, I feel like that can generate a lot of points for him and a lot of points for his team, right? He's a playmaker as well, so if he gets steals, he gets in the lanes, he always can make the great pass or just get the great bucket. So I think Mauricio's going to be the defensive player of the year this year.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm giving my DPOY to Ari Jane. It's kind of like, reminds me of the NBA, like, it's every year someone's like, oh, it should be Marcus Smart, it should be Drew Holiday. Mauricio is the Marcus Smart, Drew Holiday, but Ari Jane is the Rudy Gobert. The guy who's just going to get 4 blocks a game. He's going to lead every single stat, and I think he's going to run away with it.
It's a good pick.
I got Ben Friedberg at the DPOI. Maybe not the greatest defender in terms of, like, defense overall, but like, you know what I mean? Like sliding your feet.
He took DPOY and threw it out the window.
No, like sliding your feet and steals, you might not win that. But like in terms of aggressiveness, intensity, yeah. I think he's got it. He's like a Draymond Green type of player.
It's a good take.
So I think he just brings a lot of energy to the defensive end for that team, and I think he's my winner.
Yeah.
So I have Thomas Cashman winning Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's just a really big kid, so I mean, in the paint, I feel like it's hard to go by him and get to the paint. So I mean, it's just like he's gonna get so many blocks too. So I just feel like he should run away with this one.
Yeah, I also agree with Brady on that one. I put T-Cash as well. I think having a big guy in the middle, he's gonna get blocks. He's gonna force people to take outside shots, and he should be a very big presence on defense.
I'm gonna go back to Jared. Agree with him. I'm gonna take Ari Jane. I mean, dude is the tallest player in rec. By far, what is he like? I think he's 6'6". I really do. I think he's 6'6".
6'6". Do we go to the same school?
6'5".
He's very tall.
Professional swimmer. I mean,
professional. Calm down.
He's all right.
We playing in a pool?
No, but I mean, you got to be. He's clearly athletic. I mean, just his presence alone, like just by standing in the paint. I mean, who's gonna want to take it to the hole with him there?
Yeah. All right. I like the pick, dude. I like it.
It's a good pick.
I mean, it's a good pick.
All right. So next category, we got an underclassman of the year. 4 of us actually picked this name. Very good basketball player, Greg Bouchard. He played for the freshman team last year. He's a great player. I always see him working out. He came to our runs too, so I have a lot of faith in him. He's a very fast point guard. He's kind of more like a slasher rather than like a playmaker and shooter. And I feel like in a rec, if you can push the ball up the court off of a rebound, I feel like that's going to produce a lot of points for him. So he's coming in my underclassman of the year.
Yeah, kind of going off that. I played a lot of basketball with him. And then, his spin move is nasty.
It is.
That's his go-to.
It is his spin move right there.
Yeah, so
Noted.
Yep.
You got to be watch out for that. So
yeah, he's very quick in transition, and I mean he can get to the rim pretty quickly. So
yeah,
I have to agree with both these guys. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to the real underclassman player of the year here, Cam Kaufman, freshman. This kid.
Do we know what team he's on now? Because he was originally on Team Doherty, and he got traded.
Whatever team he's on, he's open, he's scoping. I mean, I ran with that kid a couple times in the off season. He's a shooter. I mean, every time he gets the ball, he's shooting it. And I think he's going to have those games where they're going to fall for him. And he's going to score 15, 20 points. And we're going to revisit this and we're going to be like, wow.
If he sees the rim, man, he's going to let that thing fly.
So, I made my pick, but I think I got to change it. I think I'm going to change it to Cam Kaufman. I've heard good things. I don't really know a lot about these freshman players, these sophomore players, but, I'm excited to see who wins this award. I think it's up for grabs for really anybody.
Yeah, I also took Greg Bouchard. He's on my team. Got to support the squad. No, I mean, like Jordan said, I really don't know a lot. There's definitely going to be a surprise or two where we're like, yeah, like this kid's good, and we had no idea. But no, I'm going to take Greg Bouchard for sure.
Yeah. All right, so coming in at the Coach of the Year, I had a tough decision between Caledonia Lake and Coach Doherty, but I got to take Coach Doherty on this. I feel like, he was a 1,000-point scorer in high school, and he's been around basketball his entire life. He was also one of the assistant coaches of the varsity team last year, and playing under him was really cool as a point guard because you have six or seven guys that scored 1,000 points in Westmore High School, and learning from him and how he played basketball is just I think something that he can teach these rec players a lot. So I got Coach Doherty on this one.
Yeah, I mean, especially since he's got Goldberg as his point guard too. I mean, that could go a long ways. Like. That combination, just a good basketball minds in general.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking Caledonia Lake here. I think every year, especially last year, Calderoni proved that he's a great coach in the league. His team didn't technically have the best roster, but he coached them well.
Deep playoff run, too.
And he made his players better. And then by the end of the year, they were one of the best rosters. So I think he can do that to Calderoni again this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to take Alman Bartlett. I feel like Coach Altman, I mean, he's really smart in basketball. I mean, I've talked with him before the season, and he has a really good plan for his team. And I just feel like that they're going to go really far and eventually make a run for the playoffs. So
Yeah.
I also took Calderoni Lake. I think, Calderoni's a great coach. Same with Lake. I played with them for 2 years, and we made deep playoff runs, and he makes all the players better. So
Yeah.
they definitely got a good roster, and they should be winning games.
I'm going to take Team Doherty, kind of going off of what Alex said. He was an assistant varsity coach last year, so I had him then. I have him now, as my rec coach, and 1,000-point scorer. Guy knows basketball better than almost anyone in town, so I think he's the clear coach of the year for me.
Yeah, so our last category is most improved player, and I got Arnav Chitapala. I just feel like, he can really progress being in rec last year also. He had a lot of threes, and I agree, this year he's going to do the same thing even better. So I have him coming at my most improved spot.
And this is going to sound slightly ludicrous to some, but Cole Altman, he didn't play rec last year, but I've seen Cole spend countless hours playing basketball, whether it's in the gym, outside at the park. I think Cole, every year I've seen that kid, he gets better at basketball. So this is more of like a personal thing. I think Cole's going to be a better basketball player than when I've seen him last play. Yeah. So I think he's going to be most improved player.
I'm choosing his teammate, Ben Bartlett, actually. Just a bucket in general. He can shoot it from deep, and I think that's just going to translate to this year at rec.
I think I'm sticking with Jack on this one. I mean, Ben, he's improved a lot over the summer and even in the fall. I've seen him play, and he's still got a very good shot, and I just feel like him paired up with Cole and Maluk, and I just feel like they could go really far. So
Yeah.
For my most improved player, I picked someone I played with last year. I picked Will Lake. I think he was a great player last year, but obviously he was a sophomore, so he didn't get as much opportunity as most other players do. Mm-hmm. And so I think, now as a junior, he should have that green light. It's him and Jared, and they should both be taking a lot of shots, so he should be doing some good stuff.
I'm going to go with Maluk. I think Maluk's a pretty talented player. I believe he played in the high school till sophomore year, so 2 years in the high school system. And a lot of teams are going to be focused on Cole, but I think Maluk's going to have a good opportunity to have some, 15 to 20 point games.
Yeah. So to pay homage to last year's squad of Full Court Press, we are bringing back Dog of the Week. So we're all going to go with our Dog Week first week predictions. And at the number one spot, I have Thomas Cashman. I just feel like he's the deciding factor in their game, and if he plays a great game, he's going to win that Dog of the Week.
You know what? Give me Ben Friedberg all day of the week. Ben Friedberg, you don't think of the name Ben Friedberg and not think of the word dog. Yeah. That kid, he's going to be out there diving for loose balls, getting those steals, getting those blocks, playing defense, going hard in the paint. He's just going to be doing everything.
Yeah. What do you think, Goldie?
Give me Max Martin.
Good take.
Big
Good
player.
I do like that.
I think he's kind of like the Dylan Fisher of the varsity team. On the block, hits some layups. So I'm gonna go Max Martin.
I'm not gonna try to be different here. I got Mauricio. I think he's just gonna come out here and make a statement this week.
Yeah.
I originally had Ben Freaky Friedberg, but I'm changing it to Matt Grasso. I think, from what I hear, you guys coach him in rec camp, and he's everywhere on the court. So
everywhere.
I think he needs to come up big for his team. He's going to be a dog.
Yeah.
Give me Matt Grasso.
Fate of the universe on the line.
Who do I want?
Martian's got the death beam pointed at the earth. You got one shot. Who's taking it?
Matt Grasso.
All right, let's hear it. I have Maluk for my Dog of the Week. I feel like he's just a very good defender, and I feel like he could poke the ball free and get some steals for his team. So
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in this week's episode of Full Court Press. All the games will be played on Sunday, and the first game's at 9 o'clock, and the final game's at 11:30. Both games are in the Leduc gym and the Fisher gym. So tune in if you guys want to see some good basketball. But this has been us for this week's podcast. So Full Court Press boys signing out.
it's 2 o'clock. Oh, shit.
There you go.
It's rolling. Whatever we say can be used against us in the court of law.
Yeah.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.